A warm welcome to you all this evening. Chad Richardson Stadium, home to a regular season contest for the final time in 2025. Oklahoma United, the tenants all season long, and they host perhaps the biggest moment of their season thus far. And of course, that would make it the biggest season of their short history as well. Inaugural season in 2025 for United. They welcome Lubbock Matadors, current leaders in the table, but a United win this evening would turn all that around and put Oklahoma United in first. Good evening, everybody. Danny Catula with you. Maya Johnson guest will join us very shortly. And, well, this one's been circled on the calendars of both clubs all season long. The expectation was that these two, along with West Texas FC, would fight for a regular season crown, and that has absolutely been the reality as well. 21 points for Lubbock Matadors coming into this evening, 19 on the year for United, both of them with this match and one more left to play. West Texas will also be in play. And what these three teams are fighting for primarily is a top 2 seed so that they host in the semifinals of the Lone Star Conference. That's coming up in a couple weeks' time. But the other thing that's on the table, not only just bragging rights in this match, the only time these two will face each other, Lubbock and Oklahoma. However, it's also that ability to say you were regular season champions. 1 and 2, essentially, not a whole lot of difference between them. Although once you get to that final, if you win, number 1 seed would be in prime position to host, although that is up to the NPSL ultimately to decide. What's really at stake is that regular season title, that metaphorical addition to the trophy case. And, of course, for these two teams who only play each other once on the year, it is the opportunity to impress something on that other team going forward in future seasons. Not unlikely we'll see these two fighting for titles as well down the road. This is certainly no fluke. Two teams that really know how to get it done on the field, off the field. Earlier today, had a chance to be part of the Mozos podcast that Lubbock Matador fans are contributing to, and it's been fantastic. Lubbock has brought their own crew of about 15 fans with them all the way from Texas, and they are here in Edmond tonight at Chad Richardson Stadium. Glad you're here with us as well live on YouTube, and apologize for the slightly delayed start. Starting lineups and all you need to know about these two sides coming up in just a second. Get ready. It's a laundry list of titles to bring you that Lubbock brings to the table. They're looking to confirm their next one. They would win the regular season title with a win tonight. Oklahoma United hoping to put destiny in their own hands and win tonight, setting them in the driver's seat for that regular season title. It could all come down to this one. Back in a moment with more pregame action. Oklahoma United getting set to host Lubbock Matadors SC. Back in a moment.
Kids, representing the Elton Spartans and Oklahoma FC.
Welcome back, everyone. Live coverage continues pregame. It is Lubbock Matadors SC making the trip, and they will face your Oklahoma United FC. Glad you're with us for this one. Well, it has been one of those that people have been excited about around here for quite a while. I'm excited to say that with me for the moment is Maya Johnson. Guest Maya, welcome. Good to have you. Those sets of players are out there on the field. You know they're thinking one thing: you gotta win tonight. Energy has to be at an all-time high.
Absolutely. It's so good to be here, always. It's such a joy. I'm ready to see what's going to happen tonight.
I mean, we know about this team. You've been able to be here. I've been able to be here. All these home games. We know those guys who we can count on. How much is it going to be important for those guys? I mean, it's a lot of guys we know. It's Davi. It's Alexi in goal. It's Abu up top. So many players that are going to have to be clutch tonight. What are you expecting from that team out there on the field?
I'm expecting nothing less than fire. Like, they're going to have to come with it. And, hey, this is the last home game. So this is big. The stands are packing out. People are lining up. Everyone is here. The energy is already so high. So I'm expecting them to come out full throttle and just playing hard.
Well, Maya, we are excited to get to hear from you down on the touchline later on at halftime. At full time, there will be a lot to talk about, I imagine. Like you said, nothing but fire is what we're expecting on both sides. Very well said. Let's see which way that fire goes, right? That's what it could come down to. Maya, thank you so much, as always, for being with us. We will take a short break. Starting lineups, opening whistle, all coming next. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. Where else would you go? It's the most important match of the season, regular season anyway, and it's coming back in just a moment. Pregame coverage continues live on YouTube.
Number 5, Keita Kishino. Number 90, Louis Bassett. Number 70, Mateus Mantovani. And finally, number 66, Tyler Akawikro. United is led by Technical Director Antonio Barros. Enough fans at this time, we're pleased to announce the return of fan favorite Travis Komachis, who will honor the United States of America with the performance of our national anthem on the traditional Native American flute.
First half is upon us. Danny Catula with you as we join you from the press box high atop Chad Richardson Stadium in Edmond, Oklahoma. It's the site of one of the more important matches in the Lone Star Conference all regular season long. This one between two teams who have already locked in playoff spots, but in terms of where they will play, what seed they will hold, who they'll face, and of course, that sweet, sweet nectar of hosting a match. That is all at stake this evening. And, well, we're about to find out whether Lubbock Matadors will seal it all up with a win tonight. The only time these two play this season, it is Oklahoma United benefiting from home field advantage, or whether Oklahoma United will take control of first place and control their own destiny. If they win tonight and win at Arkansas Wolves next week, the regular season title is theirs. Lubbock could win it all, though, no matter what happens between Oklahoma United and Arkansas. If they draw, Lubbock stays ahead by 2, and it'll all depend on what these two teams do in a week's time. Well, there's a whole lot of scenarios. Let's see the starting lineups, the team news for both sides. The 11 for Lubbock. In goal, it'll be Andre Schleffly. Played 90 minutes against Houston as well, a senior at St. Mary's a couple of years ago in San Antonio, Texas. All these guys, for the most part, are first-year players. The one who's not will feature somewhere on the back line or potentially in defensive midfield, Duvan Canchila. Around him, defensively, Tim Kozalap. Alongside Ryan Naidu, Nico Kroos, Adam Abu-Amidi, Theo Butterworth, Momo Diop, and Jack Thomas up top. They are the danger men. And then you've got Mateo Franco, who will play somewhere in midfield as well. A lot of versatile players who you've seen in a lot of different categories. It is at times fairly positionless for Lubbock. They can get themselves in situations where opponents don't really know what to expect in any of the three phases of play because they've got so much versatility, so much to call upon. It's pretty fluid football when you look at the way the Matadors play. That's their 11, and there you see in all whites the home side, Oklahoma United, what they bring to the table. It is a more familiar lineup than the last time against Houston, where rotation was a key. Alexis Bertrand, who is still yet to grab his first clean sheet of the match, of the season, I should say. His parents are in attendance this evening, all the way from Belgium, so maybe that will spur him on. Isaac Dalhart, Tyler Aka-Wheatcroft, Enrique Duarchi, and Elliot Forestier, who had a belter of a goal in the last contest a week ago. They are the defenders. In midfield, it's Mateus Mantovani, who's burst onto the scene in midseason. Keita Kisino and Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa are the fellow midfielders. Up top, there's 3. Abu Diallo is the central striker, as he's been all season long, from Mali, and also has Gabonese heritage. David Ambert and Louis Bassett are the wing players. Those are your lineups for both sides. Both these teams very clearly showing the strongest they have on their rosters. And you can see it right now, but for Lubbock, well, it's a little bit outside your picture. I can see it. It's really a 3-back lineup for the moment. We'll see if that continues over the course of this one, but Lubbock might be electing to go with just 3 at the back. We've seen it at times, although they don't typically start that way. You tend to see it progress into a 3-back lineup. Something to keep in mind, Oklahoma United, perfect. 6 wins and nothing else when they score first. As we get underway here at Chad Richardson Stadium, glad you're with us on this evening's live YouTube broadcast. Also know there's a watch party going on in Lubbock at Two Docks Brewing. Special shout out to them, appreciate them being involved. High pressure could create a problem, and if you hear at some point on the crowd mic, drums, some trumpeting going on, I believe, as well. That's the Mozos, the supporters group of Lubbock Matadors. They were founded just a few years ago, but they have sprouted very quickly into a fan-first sort of experience. And we are currently awaiting a ball to throw in with, but it's a pretty fantastic little group that they've brought, about 15 or so. They did not bring a bus, as they've done a couple of times, specifically for the match against West Texas, but it is still a pretty sizable crowd. Oklahoma United, of course, has had some pretty impressive numbers. Both these sides have had 4,000 plus at contests this season. The only 2 teams in the conference to do so, and 2 of the very few in NPSL. to have reached that mark. There's a foul there as Isaac Dalhart was impeded, knocked into in the face. Dalhart, a commit to the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. He'll play with the Zags in the fall. Just graduated high school. Here's Tyler Aka-Wheatcroft wearing the number 3. That's a decent turn, and off goes Aka-Wheatcroft. Nicely defended in midfield, but it'll stay with United for a throw-in. That midfield area has been a place where United have tended to live or die. In matches where they've been dominant, the midfielders have pretty much had their way in terms of passing, accuracy, vision. They've certainly got the talent to control matches and really suffocate opponents. But in the matches where they have not had favorable results, you think of the 1-1 draw at FC Brownsville earlier on in the year. That one, the physicality of Brownsville really got to them. Here's Momo Diop going the other direction. One of the team's leading scorers. He's all alone, and Alexis Bertrand comes away with a crucial save. That was point blank. Really could have been a dagger in the 3rd minute to get things going and animate the away crowd. That was a nice touch by David Ambert, turning and went the opposite direction, but they weren't ready for it on the other side. Abou Diallo tries a turn, and he's fouled. That one's going to be credited to Matteo Franco, a former UCA Bear at the Division I level, and that's something you don't see a whole lot in NPSL. It's more common in other summer leagues, is Division I players, and there's a lot of NCAA D1 guys. It's kind of assorted throughout this lineup in the entire Lubbock roster. And of course, Texas Tech University, which is the nearby Power 4 school, does not sponsor men's soccer, at least not at the varsity level, so they don't have any Red Raiders to call upon, but certainly do have Lubbock Christian down the road and some other nearby schools. You've got some pretty impressive soccer down the road in McMurray and areas like that, but they have really sourced talent from all across the United States, and of course, in terms of origin, from even further. Long ball down the left wing, and Elliot Forestier is trying to track this one down. In the corner, Forestier did a good job containing it, and the cross goes directly to the man in highlighter yellow. That's Alexis Bertrand. I mentioned earlier that his family is in attendance. It's one of a few times that the Bertrand family has traveled from Ovele, Belgium, and found themselves here in the U.S. They've done a little bit of more touristy things over the years, Florida, California, those sorts of trips. But they've also made their way to Oklahoma a few times. Of course, Alexi, just like everybody else here, new to the club because the club itself is new. But most of these guys, even though many are not from Oklahoma, are here because their college careers either have them here or had them here prior. This is the sort of situation that Lubbock will need to avoid. Oklahoma United with the trademark pressure. It only takes one guy. Abou Diallo just out of nothing. And look at this, the opportunity. Aka-Wheatcroft sends it in directly, and that was not the sort of service he wanted to create. Now, we are going to go back to a previous part of that buildup. It's not a foul, but David Ambert looks to be struggling a bit. And from here, it looks like it might be his left knee, or maybe somewhere along the shin. You hope he just took a hard hit to that shin. That can be really painful in an immediate sense. Really just hope that is not anything severe or long-term. Ambert, team's leading scorer, with 6 on the year. He and Diallo, in fact, are tied leaders in that category with 6. And, well, Lubbock has really equaled United all season. That's one of the ways that they're equal. Because they're tied with 25 goals for the year. Oh, Bertrand was outside his box, so he could not handle that with his hands. Instead, he had to try to head it away. That didn't work out great. Battle for the ball. Nobody wants it. Pinball in midfield. Momo Diop, really seasoned veteran player, the Senegalese man, comes in and tries to bring a bit of order. United right back on the ball, and another foul here just past midfield. This is something United love to do, is win possession with numbers and then just break chaotically almost. There's a method to the madness, but head coach Antonio Barros, the technical director of United, first time coaching in NPSL, but he's really brought a pretty unique style. There's that classic Brazilian sense of playing with your feet and trying to play on the ground, just playing kind of a beautiful sort of attack-minded football. That's certainly present, but it goes a little bit beyond that. There's a little bit more tactically. There's some wrinkles in there, trying to utilize possession that's positive, but also sort of deliberate. They'll kind of lull you to sleep in this sort of area, but they really want to be direct. Lubbock tried to be direct themselves, and that's not, I don't think, what they were hoping for. Enrique Duarte, one of two Duarte twin brothers who play for Oklahoma United this season from Sao Paulo, Brazil. There's another Brazilian, Matheus Mantovani. Played forward out to the left wing. This is Aka Wheatcroft on a cross from on Barrett. It's overcooked, but Bassett picks it up. Louis Bassett on the far side. Coming from Leicester, England. He's been a feature, whether in the starting 11 or off the bench out there on that right wing. And some really talented wingers who have not seen a lot of time this season just because there's so much ability at that position. An already deep team, when you look at Oklahoma United, has really a wealth of depth to call upon in that department. A touch for Duvan Canchila from Bogota, Colombia. Mentioned that Canchila could be deployed in a variety of positions. Right now we're seeing him at center back. Joining him in that center back spot with a couple of touches there is Stefan Bilinac. Bassett comes to intercept. Easily the quickest player on most fields that he steps onto. Here he goes, a chance to utilize the speed, utilizes some nice positioning that time, and the collection of fouls here is going to lead to a yellow card. Lubbock will be disappointed, but it does seem like foul accumulation that would warrant such a decision. So it's the left back out there, I believe. Going to try to verify that before we confirm it to you. Yeah, indeed. It is number 22, Tim Kozalap from Germany, Berlin to be more specific. 2 goals and 5 assists, one of those D1 guys with the kernels of Robert Morris. Northeast to here, he played his sophomore season there in 2024. Also spent summer in 2024 with Brevard SC. Pretty high level club at USL League 2 level. Out there in Seattle, Washington. No, my apologies. He played with Brevard in Florida in USL 2. All that information belonging to Ballard FC. My apologies for the confusion. Words came out of my mouth and I said, well, that doesn't sound right. I was indeed incorrect. It does happen to commentators from time to time. Although very rarely do we admit it. Nico Kroos gets a touch there, the right back today, and Canchila will go very long. He wanted to do it all himself. Offside will be the decision here once the referee notices it, and that he has done. So a free kick coming. Isaac Dalhart takes it, and he'll just go safe and short to Bertrand. Alexis Bertrand will find Duarte, who goes to Kisino, gets it right back. Keita Kisino, an undersized defensive midfielder, doesn't play like it. Very talented in breaking up opposing attacks. Not as much of a lane filler, if you will. A lot of times you'll see defensive mids in that sort of role. A Sergio Busquets type who just occupies a ton of space, makes it very difficult to pass around him. Kisino, though, really tracks the ball well in terms of tackles, interceptions. Speaking of those, another really excellent defensive option in midfield is Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa, wearing the 44 tonight. Leads the team in defensive headers, interceptions, tackles, a whole bevy of defensive statistics. You would think that a defender would lead those categories, but Kwanzaa has been quietly important this season. How about this? Another takeaway in a dangerous area. Amber has visions of going alone. Didn't have enough help and too many red bodies in the way at the end of things. See Coach Barros gesticulating out there to try and calm his players down. Maybe a little bit too quick and direct for his liking early on. Kisino entering the 13th minute here. Still very early on. Neither side really any wiser in terms of what the other side will bring. It's been testy. It's been fairly patient. United generating a chance or two, but that mostly from Lubbock mistakes in possession. Now, to be fair, that is what United like to do pretty consistently, but now here's a rare spell where United will have the ball and we'll see what they elect to do with it. Amber will go forward. He does love to lower the shoulder. He'll find Kwanzaa. Plays it square. Bassett a few touches. Doesn't find anything he likes. Dalhart. Kisino from Japan. Now it's Duarchi. Louis Bassett. Dalhart. Out on the wing for Steer. Screamer from 30-plus yards last time out and was highly effective defensively as well. He can really play both sides. That's what you want from a modern outside back. Forestier fits the bill. Duarchi. Mateus Mantovani. Thought about going through on a one-on-one instead. Great vision to find Diallo. That pass deflected, and it didn't quite come off for Forestier. He thought it's a last touched by Lubbock, and he was correct. So the Australian will throw it in here. Sydney native. Well, he thought he would. Maybe now he'll leave that option off. Yeah, that's what it looked like. So Kwanzaa will be the one to take it. At first, they were considering bringing Tyler Acca-Wheatcroft to the opposite end. He's the left back today. They almost had him on that right sideline. He is the throw-in specialist, Acca-Wheatcroft is, but maybe not in that sort of situation. Kwanzaa will go long, though. Edge of the box, Diallo heads it forward, and it's chested down and cleared in the nick of time by Nico Kroos. Kroos, the German. And that didn't go much of anywhere for the Matadors, but they were able to clear it away. Here's Duarchi. He'll just go it alone. The center back decided nobody could stop him, and he did get fairly far up, to be fair. And Acca-Wheatcroft just launched one after the whistle had already been blown. Center referee didn't like that much, and he's wanting to have a more full conversation, make his frustrations clear. We'll take a look at the replay, but the foul right in here. Yeah, Acca-Wheatcroft with just a push there at the end. Seems like a fair decision. I think the frustration wasn't the foul call, but that Acca-Wheatcroft wasn't permitted to take that little extra shot at the end. Kroos. Ganchila. Played 90 minutes in both the last two contests against Brownsville and then most recently the 10-0 drubbing of CF10 Houston FC. Houston's the last team that both these clubs have played. It was 9 days ago, last Thursday, when they came to Lubbock, and then 2 days later they were here at Chad Richardson Stadium. A collective 14-0 results in those two matches. Tyler Acca-Wheatcroft plays it centrally to Kisino. Real difference early on. Of course, nothing on the scoreboard, but when you look at these two teams and the way they're playing early, I think United will feel that they've been more composed under pressure. Lubbock have not shied away from pressure, neither have United, but OKUFC seem to have, oh, this is offside by just a hair. It was not far away at all. It was playing with fire, realistically. I think it was Duarchi who just got forward in the nick of time to hold the offside trap. If it hadn't been for that late move, Adam Abouhamidi would have been in. Short advancement on the free kick. Here's Kwanzaa in plenty of space, carries, considers, That's the pass he wanted the whole way, was waiting for the late developing run of Mantovani. It will be a United throw-in, but it feels like in midfield, it's been crowded for both sides. I think both clubs will have made that a priority. Don't make things easy on the opposition. They will hurt you if you give them time and space in the center of the park. They're too good of distributors, too good of shooters from range, really, to leave them alone. In comes the throw-in, and it is Akko Wheatcroft as always. Looks like a header came in directly from Diallo. Nothing doing there. Really solid fan base from both sides. Love to see the away supporters. They've brought some flags. They've brought the voice amplifier. Pretty cool sight. Pretty cool sounds as well. You heard Maya Johnson guest there, I believe, on the crowd mic as well, getting everybody excited from a United perspective. Cross will pick this one up, and good timing because a few white shirts were streaming towards that open ball. Canchila, the captain, and that's not what he wanted to do, although it is still in play. There's a lot of lines out there on that far side. Unfortunately, the actual touch line is the least visible of all of them. It's that sort of gray line that you can see extend at the 50-yard line. And you see it right there as Bertrand uses the full extent of his 18-yard box to command the goal. This is long by Kicino. It's perfect, and Diallo picks it up. It's partially stopped and cleared by a very grateful Andre Schleffly. And now a foul goes against Diallo. He doesn't like it, neither do the fans. There has been controversy in the last couple of matches. Always tends to be, of course. That's the way soccer seems to go. And we expected this one to be very fiery, a lot of emotions riding high. So far, we've watched two teams handle the situation, the magnitude of this moment very, very well. It's been impressive. 20 minutes in, and we've yet to see any extracurriculars, no hard fouls. To be fair, neither side have really done much more than show their teeth at this point. Deflected header backwards. Maybe a hand in there, but Thomas allowed to continue. Now this is Muhammadi. He'll put one in, and Bertrand is equal to that as well. Two magnificent saves. Wanting a foul there, not getting anything, I don't think. Well, maybe they did. Yeah, they did. So it'll be a free kick for United. Kwanzaa goes quickly and gets it right back. Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa from Ghana. We'll see it again. Keita Kicino. Yugasaki, Japan native. Finished his OCU career, did Kicino, a season ago as a senior. Played with OCU in 2024. Mantovani works it out to the right side. Mantovani, a local coach in the area with class in SAS high school and at the club level with Oklahoma Energy. Kwanzaa. Now you see it, now you don't. Magic on the dribble, but he is stopped in his tracks with a sliding challenge. Canchila is good for that sort of moment. Although that time, you saw it from Bilinac. Here's Isaac Delhart. Really a towering physical presence on the back line. He's shown up after his high school season midway through the NPSL campaign and really elevated his club's defensive offerings. You'll see it again and go to Bassett, who's dropped in a little bit. Duarchi. Again from Mombert. Interesting because We still don't see Thomas Brulé, who is eligible to play this evening. He's been dealing with illness. Thought he had figured it out over the weekend and got ill again, so he is eligible this evening, but still not quite at 100%. You imagine we would see him if that were the case. To be fair, it hardly feels like a drop-off, any of those players in the center of the park where Brulé would play. Hard to make a space for him when Kisino, Mantovani, and Kwanzaa are the three midfielders this evening. Ganchila, he'll go long, and Jack Thomas has been eager and ready to go after that sort of ball all evening. This one will fall on seconds to Momo Diop. Doesn't go anywhere. Bassett, chance to stretch the legs. That's what he loves to do. Other direction, couple of step overs, looks around. Well, surely the intent was a cross. Didn't really pan out that way. If it was an attempted shot, it was awfully ambitious. Goal kick nonetheless, no matter what the intentions may have been. So it's Schleffele. Played pretty consistently this season, especially in more recent matches. All 90 minutes against Houston last time out. Cross. Plays it long where Momo Diop will pick it up. Senegalese heritage, long ball in and straight to the breadbaskets of Bertrand. Now Kisino. Kwanzaa United will look to mount a counter. That's what they like to do. Nice fake pass. Kisino has gone long so many times, he can utilize a fake there. Although it doesn't go anywhere, and Lubbock had a chance to counter. They'll feel that was a waste. Both sides generating chances, half chances maybe. Maybe another one here. Forestier wants to score in a second straight match. He's denied that opportunity. Big man challenge, an adults level. Men against boys sort of slide. It came from the captain, Ganchila. Ganchila, a few years back, finished up a 5-year career all at the Golden Eagles of the University of Charleston in West Virginia, Division II powerhouse. More recently, he's been an assistant on staff with Lubbock Christian's men's soccer program. 2023 and 2024, that's where he was. Previous summer seasons, he's been with Des Moines Menace, Elite USL League 2 club. South Bend Lions as well, FC Tucson. All USL 2 sides. Ganchila has it now. He's intercepted, but it boomerangs back to him off of Diallo's slide. Good vision, but that first touch really eluded Abu Amidi. Cross. That's intercepted as well on Bear. One of many United players who have really found themselves in the way of what Lubbock want to do in terms of the attack. Bassett intercepts one now. So many intercepted passes, and Lubbock, I think, are very much accustomed to having their way with the flow of possession, with accurate passing. Not been the case so far this evening, and you can credit a lot of it to United's defensive exploits, but at the same time, the Matadors will feel that they've made a few mistakes in that midfield area as well. And now something you never want to see. Far side here. In the 26th minute, just past the midway point of this first half, there's a player down. And it's a chance for both sides to maybe get a bit of water, get a rest. And also a chance for the trainer to come out. Again, as a reminder, it's Lubbock coming in leading the conference. 7 wins, no draws, just 1 loss this evening. Oklahoma United 6 wins, a draw, and a loss. 2 points between them in the table. And they are going to be able to get that player up. Certainly positive. So we'll see if he's able to continue. I think that's the plan for now, not setting up a substitution. And I think they're going to use this as the hydration break. And that means we'll take a quick break as well. Be back with you in just a moment. Step aside. It's 0-0 between Lubbock and Oklahoma United. Welcome back. We enter the 30th minute of play, quarter hour left before we hit halftime. The injured player there that sent us into the break was Tim Kozalap, the Berliner. Canchila, the Colombian, will send this one long, and well, a first-time effort. Ooh, the second effort was maybe a bit dangerous to Alexis Bertrand's health. Referee wasn't pleased with it either. That was Abu Hamidi, who will head to Memphis this fall for his collegiate soccer. Enrique Duarchi. Center back goes long. That's immediately headed the other way. United trying to get out of their own half. Diop, tough to take down. He'll go through. It's a first-time effort, and Alexis Bertrand has stopped everything that's come his way. It's been difficult. Coach Barros is not pleased. It's been a little too close to comfort for him. Diop, this is what he does. Excellent dribbling, and then the unselfishness to distribute there. Realistically, probably should be a goal. There have been 3 chances like that. Bertrand has made important saves in all 3. Still nothing doing between these two. Out of play there. It'll be a United throw. Forestier takes it quickly. Dalhart has it now. Kwanzaa turns, and he had space to his left. Now he'll utilize it. And he'll go that way to Akawitcroft. Intercepted, though, other direction in a hurry. It's Ryan Naidu. Naidu from South Africa. He goes along the goal line. Ooh, nearly a chance for him to try to go down and win a penalty. He stays upright. And that one goes out of play. United goal kick. Difficult as an attacker at times to try and decide what you want to do there. Do you want to try and bait a defender into making contact, earning a penalty? It can be so valuable. Or do you try to just play straight up? Here's Jallo trying to go long, and the pass from Wheatcroft was too long. Able to scramble out there and pick it up with his feet is Andre Schleffly, former St. Mary's Rattler. Duan Canchila will go to the right back cross, and that's Nadu. Canchila again. Still would submit that neither side have played exactly the way that they would like to. Missing a little bit of cutting edge quality in that attacking third for now. Have to imagine that the tides will change, and exactly when and which way they change, those are the questions we'll need answers to. Somehow, there's no ball ready to be sent back into play. There's a whole host of ball kids all around the field, and they're just now going to get one where it needed to go. Wheatcroft's got it. Looking at a long throw in up the touchline here. Could make it all the way to midfield. It nearly does. Kwanzaa will head it across that midfield line. Little glancing hit. And it's cleared away, so United can just move the whole operation up and try it again. This time a football is more readily available. Wheatcroft headed forward. And that won't touch anybody else, so this can be touched, although Schleffly will elect not to with his hands. That's Theo Butterworth getting a touch, and he'll see it again. Butterworth again, former Fleetwood Town member for the U18 outfit in England. He had one appearance in the FA Youth Cup with Fleetwood. More recently in the U.S., plies his college trade as of this season with Coastal Carolina in Conway, South Carolina, the Chanticleers. Season before that, he was with the Huskies of Houston Christian. Giveaway in the center of the park. Matteo Frantu could not keep control of it. And United with a chance to try and develop something as a result. Kisino, so often the provider of key passes. Kwanzaa, and we'll go backwards. Try it again. Not a lot of space to operate. Lubbock making things difficult on their hosts. Bilinach will commit a foul there. That's a pretty clear one. Ambert just climbed his back. Lost control, I believe. Canchila with the armband. Here's Nadu. Diop goes down, but it's a legal challenge. Ambert nearly a little heavy of a touch. Sticks with it, although that interception is crucial. Hold on. Coming back for a free kick here. The follow through of that challenge on Ambert means we're going to come back and see a United free kick. So Mateus Mantovani will get us back in play here. It was an interception and maybe a promising counterattack the other direction, except for that foul at the end of the play. Mantovani. Plenty of options to aim for. Dalhart's up there, using that tall frame, but he could not direct it goalwards. Goal kick instead. Cedric Sunray, the general manager of Oklahoma United, getting in on the action there among the throes of United fans. Getting them all excited, giveaways and things like that. This one fairly dangerous, although Bertrand will be able to just jog back and pick that one up. Attempting the cheeky chip was Kozalop. Dwight for United. The Avalais native, Alexis Bertrand. Louis Bassett. Here's Dwight. Dwight goes long. Diallo has been the target man, as he tends to be. So much pace and physicality with which he can get in good positions and either feed to teammates or get in scoring position himself. A nightmare to defend against. Here come Lubbock the other direction. Thomas out of touch. They'll go backwards. Bilinic. One of the few guys on either roster this evening from the U.S., born and raised. Through the center, Diop. Well, that was a matter of inconsistent timing for those two. Going long again, Diallo. Now he's in some space. He's got two coming to try and defend him. Might try to take both of them on. He will, and it's out for a corner kick. Diallo can be dangerous even when you put two guys on him. Such an experienced forward. Aboubakar Diallo played for 4 seasons of NPSL action with Tulsa Athletic, and then when they left the league, played in OKC with 1889 FC last season. Summer before he started with Tulsa, he was with Demise NPSL in Springfield. In goes this one, causing some problems. Had Schleffly worried and a little bit stranded, but thankfully for him, nobody at the back post to pay off that corner kick from David Humbert. Humbert, the set piece specialist this season. He's been very, very good as a distributor, and he's also scored one directly from a free kick himself. He's gone for a goal from 20, 25 yards away and beaten the wall a few times, just hasn't quite finished. And then a couple of matches ago, last Thursday against West Texas, he did score one in an eventual 4-3 loss, but it was one of 3 goals that United used to come back from a 3-0 deficit. That's the one that United are still really trying to wash away from the memory. The way that they came back, disappointing result in the first half, 3-0 deficit, well more than they had ever been down all year long, and found the resilience, found the resolve to get themselves back in it, all to give away a penalty at the very death in stoppage time and lose it 4-3. Matadors corner here from the left side there first. See what they've got planned. And that's straight at Bertrand. Didn't make it too difficult for him. There's some space, and they'll go directly towards Bassett with all the speed. Oh, and this is headed out of play, so it's going to be a United throw-in. Bassett, I think, was headed out of play anyway. Wait, oh no, they're going to change the decision here. For a moment, it was a United throw, and instead, they're going to give it to Lubbock. I think the 4th official communicated there with the center referee and told him about his view on it. Butterworth from Canchila. Now he'll go to Nadu. Couple of players there, overload on the right side. Diop going through, 1-2 pass, it's beautiful. Oh, Thomas was absolutely robbed. And hold on, this is out of play for a corner, but still, Keita Kisino came in and swallowed that. Beautiful sliding challenge to save what looked like a goal. course, Alexis Bertrand has stood on his head all first half long, so you never really know. But Bertrand will be pleased that he didn't have to put himself to the test. Bertrand still at this point of the season does not have a clean sheet yet. The only clean sheets of the season for United have been against Houston, and he didn't play in either of those matches. Bertrand's played every other match this season, though, and been awfully impressive. 42nd minute, knocking on the door of halftime. In comes the corner, and it's deflected over towards the other corner flag. That one does not stay in play. Goal kick coming for United. Still nothing on the board in terms of scoring. On the floor for the moment is the center back Theo Butterworth. Englishman just trying to get his bearings before he heads back to his defensive duties. He was up there more for the corner than anything else. Lubbock fan group, the Mozos, meanwhile, are breaking out the chants. They've got a whole chant book down there, I think, that they were just consulting. That might actually be the music that I'm looking at for the trumpet there. Got all kinds of instruments. Michael Hitchcock at the helm of the project in Lubbock, and he's got many, many NPSL projects like Lubbock, and quite the impressive formula for creating success, sustainable growth in lower league soccer. Also set up a lower league soccer shop, sort of a boutique in downtown McKinney, Texas. Pretty cool place. Thomas lays it off. This one's in, and Bertrand has made it look easy all night, this time positioning. Abu Hamidi, for the second time this evening, has found himself in space. Has not been able to pay it off. Kwanzaa, man on his back immediately. Shepherding it out of play is Cross. That's excellent defensive work. Midfield, Diop picks it up. I don't think he knew where he was playing that one to, because it's straight at Mantovani. United get a gift. Forced here. Final minute before we see any stoppage time. We should see a couple of minutes, just by virtue of the hydration break there. Giveaway, that one was needless. Here come Lubbock. Diop, the give and go from Abu Hamidi. He'll go right back to him. Intercepted right at the death. Lubbock thought there may have been a handball in there. There wasn't. And Bertrand will play provider now. Outlets it quickly with the right hand. Now it goes to Mantovani. 2 on him. Spins away from both of them. Outside of the boot. Doesn't have the distance on that pass. Ambert was stranded. Kisino. Keita Kisino through a couple of lines of defenders. Bassett on the pass from Ambert. Interception now, there's opportunity, and there's numbers. Lubbock, Diop gets past a couple, and it's a little bit outside of the reach of Jack Thomas. Nadu with it. Four minutes of stoppage time, by the way, in this first 45. Played more or less one already. So maybe you think one more chance for each side. Often you can see defenses sort of lulled to sleep. With the thought that, well, we're right about at halftime, it's more than likely going to go into the break with honors even at 0-0, but that's when you can see surprises. Franco will Go backwards to Canchila. Diop had it poked away, got it right back. Give and go, those have been superb. And a foul here, Diop goes down, but they'll continue the play. It's still promising. This one will go out for a corner kick. Akko Wheatcroft got involved. However, Enrique Duarchi will protest, but Akko Wheatcroft gets a yellow card. So Tyler Akko Wheatcroft will pick up the yellow, going back to the previous challenge on Momo Diop. Diop with 3 goals in his past 2. Scored in the win over against Brownsville. And had a brace in the 10-goal outing against Houston. So here comes the corner kick, maybe the last action of this first half. Will Lubbock find the opener? Both sets of fans really eager to see this one curling to the back post. That's overcooked. In those moments where you expect somebody to really rise to the occasion and get the opener, so much talent on both sides. Neither side has really executed quite yet. Any more opportunities? Maybe one. Long ball. It was onside, but way too long. Referee checks the watch. For now, we continue. Hasn't been the best half of football from either side. Could we see a goal anyway? Duarchi. Here's Delhart. Forestier working it around the back line. Delhart again has to go quickly. Plays well under pressure. Goes long with the first time clearance. Battle forward to midfield. It is won by United. Still looks like a little bit of time. Diallo had his pass intercepted, but in comes Forestier bursting in. Kwanzaa, he lost it. Numbers potentially streaming forward. What vision to switch it to the left wing. 2v2 if they play it right. Cutting to the inside, now backwards. Switched out left by Franco. Cross into the center, and that's swallowed by Alexis Bertrand. Crucial for United early on. Here's Bassett. He's got space. Dangerous proposition. Misses with a couple of players. Now we'll find Ambert. First time shot! A dagger! David Ambert buries it! Big celebration for a big moment. That's the way to end a half for Oklahoma United. Frustration for Lubbock as they played, by all accounts, a really solid first half. So tight on both sides, so evenly matched. Both sides, we've talked about it, they've had chances. Lubbock has certainly had great looks. But thanks to Alexis Bertrand in goal, and now David Ambert in front of the other goal. 1-0 in favor of Oklahoma United. That's again a big one. It's the last kick of the first half. It puts United ahead. They have not lost or drawn all season when they scored the first goal. We'll see if that holds true. 45 more minutes to try and battle it out. We'll see how it goes. But for now, we'll try and send it pitch side with our very own Maya Johnson Guess as she gets the thoughts of head coach Antonio Barros. But man, what a half there. Solid football on both sides, pretty even football on both sides until that breakthrough. Pretty big one as David Ambert is able to just laser one home. So much strength and power on that one. Nothing that any goalkeeper is going to do about it. Nothing that is head-hanging worthy of Andre Schleffele. Now let's see if we can try and go down there on the field to Maya, who is waiting to get a chance to talk with Coach Barros over there. Take it away, Maya.
And it's crazy. We got to go in the very last second, and now we have to just play to keep a clean sheet, and we win the game.
Absolutely. All right. Well, good luck, Coach. You're welcome.
Sorry, we did not catch the first part of that interview. Some technical issues on our end. We do hope you'll bear with us. But that puts us at the halftime whistle. It is United 1, Lubbock Matadors 0, and that will send us to a quick break. Back with halftime analysis, stats, and a little look at how we got to this first half scoreline with a highlight package. All that in a moment. Stick with us right here, live on YouTube.
Next ticket, 1811. Ticket number 1811. Ticket number 1668. 1668. Ticket number 1149. 1149. We have a winner. Come on down and claim your jersey. We are giving out official jerseys, guys. Get those tickets out so you can see your number. Ticket number 1831. 1812. Ticket number 1812. Ticket number 4841. Make some noise if you hear your number, guys. 4841.
Welcome back, everybody. Highlight package coming at you as we take a look at a 1-0 lead. Lubbock Matadors, well, they'll feel a little bit unfortunate to be down a goal here, in all honesty. Felt pretty fair that these two were locked at 0-0. They certainly had chances. Alexis Bertrand is the highlight of the highlights. He was excellent all first half long. We saw various opportunities that were thwarted there in that first 45. And yet, that one, the other direction, man, an absolute arrow from David Humbert right at the very death. The very last kick of the half before the whistle blew. That one from Humbert puts United ahead 1-0. Well, that will send us to another break again. It is mostly those saves from Bertrand that's got United ahead. We will take a deeper dive into the statistics and the numbers in just a moment. Stick with us. Halftime coverage continues. Oklahoma United 1, Lubbock Matadors 0.
Here we go. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. You're in. You got it? You're in, yeah. All right. On three, we're going to yell happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, come on out. Come on out.
back with you in the press box, third level at Chad Richardson Stadium here at the University of Central Oklahoma. Danny Catula with you. Let's run you through the statistical look at how we got to this 1-0 scoreline. Oklahoma United ahead, of course, not by much. It's that 1-0 that separates things. Lubbock with a slight advantage in shots, 6-5. One more on target as well. They had 2 more corner kicks. Really, the more you look down the line at the more detailed statistics, things look pretty similar. Lubbock does have an advantage, though, in expected goals. Those shots that they did have on target, really all 4 of them were bona fide chances. Looking at, I don't know, about 40% chance of each of those going in individually. And so that is certainly pretty sizable. For Oklahoma United, they're 3 on target, especially that third one that actually did go in. Pretty unlikely to score. David Bear just has a cannon for a right foot and really put his team on his back there. It feels like a very even contest when you look at it. Lubbock even has the edge in a couple of key statistics, but on the balance of play, that draw felt very fair. Both sides playing really hard-nosed soccer, maybe not their best soccer. I think United will feel certainly fortunate to be ahead. They'll also feel that having a guy like David Bear, a game breaker like that, can give you situations like that. Not that it's undeserved they lead 1-0, but Lubbock have certainly played their own part and probably deserve a little bit more from this one. Obviously, there's a pretty decent contingent that made the trip from Lubbock that will hope that their travel pays things off a little bit. As it stands right now, I want to remind you of the way that the Lone Star Conference looks. Oklahoma United, if this result holds, leapfrogs Lubbock and takes control of first place. That's significant because these 2 teams play only one more time. Lubbock gets West Texas in that rivalry back home in Lubbock. Certainly not an easy one to win. And then Oklahoma United, all they'd have to do would be to beat Arkansas Wolves at their place at Burns Park in Arkansas in a week's time. If they finish this one out with a win and win at Arkansas, regular season titles there. So they don't have to sweat out any sort of issue in terms of having a top 2 seed either in hosting the semifinal, because no matter what happens between Lubbock and West Texas, if this result holds, that means that Oklahoma United will be one of the top 2, even if Lubbock does win in West Texas next week. Even if Oklahoma United were to lose to Arkansas, if they hold on and win this one, they will be back here at Chad Richardson Stadium. They will host the semifinal game that they play against either West Texas or Lubbock or Fort Worth Vaqueros. We don't know who that is yet, but whoever it is, it will be here, and that will certainly be an advantage, especially for such an exciting crowd as we've had this evening. Well, we'll see what that crowd is treated to in the second half, but we will set you up with some final thoughts in our final segment of the halftime show. So stick around with us. Myself, Danny Catula, will be back with you with final thoughts. Back in a moment right here on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. Second half of action is right in front of us if you aren't with us. 1-0 is the lead for Oklahoma United over Lubbock Matadors SC. It's the top two teams in the table going head-to-head. If this result holds, the top two will flip, and Oklahoma United will take control atop the Lone Star Conference. And, of course, all of that with the goal of making it out of the conference, winning the playoffs. 4 teams make it out of 7. And then from there, 3 teams in the region. Region winners are one of 4. And then you'll eventually crown an NPSL national champion. That is all going to be down the road. These 2 teams, no matter what happens, will have an opportunity to do all of that. This doesn't change anything in the long term, but in the short term, winning the conference regular season, having the #1 seed, being guaranteed that you get to host all the way through, that is certainly quite a bit of currency, and that's what these 2 are playing for. If Lubbock comes back and wins, they get it, no matter what happens in both these teams' final match of the year. But if Oklahoma United wins this one, they will be out in front by a point, which means as long as they take care of business at Arkansas Wolves, they will be crowned regular season champions. West Texas FC will still be hoping that things get turned around because they would like to see United back a little bit further down where they are. If Lubbock are to win and West Texas are to win against Lubbock next time, then it would put some pressure on United to go and win at Arkansas. Otherwise, United could even drop out of the top 2 and find themselves playing away to West Texas or Lubbock as the 3 seed. All that at stake as we head back out there to the touchline. That's Lubbock in their huddle, ready to get the second half going. It was the type of first half that will feel positive to them in terms of the way they played. Very negative in terms, of course, of the score line. That 1-0 deficit, not something they're used to at all. They only have the 1 loss on the year. It was to West Texas, the only team in the league that has not dropped points against Brownsville this year, interestingly enough, in terms of the top 3 anyway. And that certainly helped them, but in the matches where it's really mattered, so far they have not quite been able to figure it out. So much talent in that team. So great support as well, really. And they've been competitors ever since they joined the league. Can they put all the pieces together? Will this be that season for them? A fellow Michael Hitchcock-managed team in Texas were national champions. Denton Diablos a few years back. Lubbock will feel they have the tools to be the second one. But it's this sort of match that they'll have to win. For Oklahoma United, of course, still trying to get past that 4-3 loss, a heartbreaker against West Texas FC. This one would certainly help them move on a little faster. So we are just about ready to get this second half going. It doesn't look like there are any substitutions to bring you at halftime here for either head coach. If we do get word of any, of course, we'll let you know. Abubakar Diallo and Mateus Mantovani inside the center circle for United, who will move left to right in the second half in the all-whites. Lubbock in red tops and black shorts. Red the rest of the way for the visitors. Second half whistle blows underway in this second 45. Elliot Forestier with an early touch. He'll go long. Diallo's been the guy they've targeted really all night long on those long balls. Canchila, interesting because he shepherded it out all the way until the very last moment, and he's frustrated, kicks it off the bricks there. But he's really unlucky. He was a little bit bold in trying to just let that trickle out of play. Successfully shielded Bassett until he had to kind of kick it out of his way, and he thought it was already out of bounds. It wasn't quite. So a corner kick coming in a bit of a strange fashion. David Ambert will send this one in. And it goes, it's short, near post. Acca-Wheatcroft was who they were going for. Kisino completely snatched at that one. Now a foot race for it. A foot race is not really what you want to see. And actually there is a halftime change to bring you, because up there leading the line in the attack Before it was Jack Thomas and Momo Diop. Now Diop has dropped into midfield. And they have brought in Jamal Williams from Barbados, just like Shea Prescott. If you followed Oklahoma United this season, you'll know Shea. Both Prescott and Williams are not only from the island of Barbados, but they've represented the Barbadian national team, the Bajan Tridents, or Bajan Braves as they're often known. Don't believe they've ever played together for the national team, but weren't far apart. Williams for Lubbock has not played for the national team for a couple of years. Last played in 2022. Well, Alexis Bertrand was very active in the first half, had a lot of saves to make. He's done it in front of his parents who made the trip from overseas, and he's really played some of his best goalkeeping football all season long. He's had to be impressive, and he really has been risen to the occasion of this Lubbock team coming to town. Well, Williams is in there, and he's joined by Thomas up top. Then you've got Abu Hamidi still up there as a left wing option. Momo Diop, as I mentioned, is dropped into midfield. Stefan Bilinac is in there too. Still trying to piece together exactly who's in and who's out. Interception here, and it's won by Bilinac. Here he goes the other way. Jack Thomas was touched from behind, but he kept his feet, and now he'll launch this one through the football uprights. Good work until the shot attempt, and that's where things went awry for him. Getting it into play quickly and low. Echo Wheatcroft goes to Davion Bear, the goal scorer. He's got 7 on the year. It puts him ahead of any other player on the pitch this evening. It was 2 players tied with 6 for Lubbock and 2 players tied with 6 for United. Diallo could still get a 7th and tie on Bear this evening. Still time for him to do that. Not an uncommon sight to see. Well, Canchila and Butterworth still out there. On the ball for the moment is Mateo Franco. In midfield, off the shoulder there of Theo Butterworth. Played out to the wing, cross to the back post, dangerous, and Elliot Forestier claims that one, clears it away. It's a corner kick. Forestier was in perfect position. Looks like we're going to see something out there. Referee just having a conversation with, I believe, Duarchi. I don't know if he's complaining about a play off the ball. Not sure what he would have been frustrated about. So here comes the corner. And it goes center of the box. Oh, the punch wasn't quite gotten right. And capitalizing, the Matadors equalize. With that goal, they retake the lead atop the conference table. Jack Thomas has been the man to do it all season long. No exception here. It's a great service in, and Bertrand makes really his only mistake of the night. He's punished for it. That levels things at 1 apiece. We saw smoke bombs for United at the halftime whistle. Now we see red smoke fill the left side of the Chad Richardson Stadium air. Matadors are riding high. We're level at 1 apiece. 51st minute. Thomas was Johnny on the spot to score it. 4 goals for him now in his past 3 contests. He was a sophomore for LSU Shreveport, the Pilots, a season ago. Thomas, the Englishman, and scored 11 goals at 5 assists. He's right back on the ball now. Lubbock not satisfied. They'd like to go forward and get a second. In short order as well. Here's Nadeau, and that one's taken away. Here's Humbert. Davion Bear, the Frenchman. He's got space, players to aim for inside. He'll go long and look for Louis Bassett. Bassett picks it up. He's got 2 on him. Along the goal line, spins around both of them. And that one was out of the way in terms of finding a teammate, but so impressive to get anything out of that. Bassett certainly made attempts. That's all you can really ask for in that sort of situation. Goal kick coming as Andrej Schlefly will go short. That's something that Alexis Bertrand on the other end of things did a lot in the first half. Both sides will value possession more than field positioning. That meaning that you'd rather have the ball than have it in a certain position. And a foul from behind. It was a forwards tackle. Abu Diallo picks up a yellow card here. Or no, sorry, that is Gideon Bossman Kwanzaa. My apologies, as Kwanzaa comes in from midfield and is booked. 53rd minute decision from the center referee. Kwanzaa, the Ghanaian who spent all 4 seasons of collegiate play at USAO, University of Science and Arts in Oklahoma. Played for the Drovers there at NAIA level for 4 seasons. Long over the top, and for a moment it looked like Ryan Nadeau might have picked it up and taken it the other direction. Right side. Williams had a touch. Nadeau went backwards and to no avail. So it looks like it is Tim Kozolap who stepped off. And so that's a defender replaced by a forward, interestingly enough. Nadeau drops back a little bit into defense to permit Williams' entry. Aubert stopped in his tracks. Although he'll return the favor and get the ball right back. Body's going down, no foul, we play on. Aubert misses with a sliding tackle. Picked up instead by Duarchi. Duarchi goes down, there's a foul. And some more conversation. United not pleased with the referee crew at the moment. Neither is Lubbock, to be fair. It's a thankless job. Performed it myself. It was my first ever job as a kid. Oh, ball given away. Forestier, no time for anecdotes as Taylor tries for the second. Nobody really wanted to hear the referee's story anyway. Save that one for another time as Jack Taylor forced a pause in the story and maybe a few hearts paused as well for United. Stays 1-1 for the moment, and again, as this game is now, if it stays this way, it's Lubbock who will retain control of the conference. Here's Duarchi. United would need all 3 points. They would need a win here to be able to have their destiny in their hands going to Arkansas. For now, that's not the case. If the draw holds, though, they still have the opportunity to go and win the conference. They'd need help from West Texas next week. Nico Kroos. Duvan Canchila. All the way back to goalkeeper Schlefly. Forestier got a headed intervention there. And Jamal Williams, the striker, coming on at halftime has really been a nuisance. That's what you want to do. Now, oh, 2 players down the right side in so much space. And it's all taken back by the referee's whistle. There's a foul there on the build-up on Jello. Boos raining down from the United faithful. And both these sets of fans do not see this as amateur soccer. It means a lot to these two communities. Long ball away on the free kick, and now a foul here. Interesting, because Jamal Williams just got smacked in the face by the referee's signal. He's apologetic. He motions that it's an Oklahoma United free kick and just absolutely clotheslines Lubbock striker Jamal Williams. Well, he's going to be okay, I think. And it was a free kick going United's way before that. That'll stay the same. Well, there's always little oddities like that. NPSL soccer at dusk. That's what to expect. Forestier tried the ball through. They didn't quite solve it. Strange. Oh, and these two are not happy with each other. Forestier stands up. They bow up to each other. Forestier turns around and thinks better of a further confrontation, but sort of a weird situation on both sides now, because on the one side there was the smack to the face that Williams took. On the other side, Forestier and Bilinac just kind of tangled up unpurposefully. They both were kind of seated there on the turf. Well, the oddities continue. 58th minute here. Still one apiece. United with the opening goal, and Lubbock has responded quickly in the second half. Matadors did have the edge in expected goals, shots on target, all by narrow margins. But they'll feel a little bit better about this result the way it is now. Both sides will feel they can go on and win it. Little over half an hour with which to try and do it. Excellent ball through. Oh, just enough of a touch from Enrique Duarchi, who was fantastic in his return from a red card suspension last time against Houston, and he's been very important on the back line a couple times this evening as well. Alexis Bertrand will take the goal kick. He'll find Isaac Delhart. Delhart searching, will go over the top and find Bassett. Right at his feet, too. Nice precision, and Bassett equally precise on the dribble. He'll slide it out left. Space. Ambert cuts inside, goes to Bassett, who goes for goal from there. Oh, curl towards goal, and a huge save. Bertrand's been the one to put up those big goalkeeping moments, but now with an equal contender is Schleffly. That's a special stop on a special strike. Bassett really wanted that. He was just about to wheel away in celebration. Kwanzaa turns the corner. Diop gets the better of him there, and they'll shake hands and move forward. Big celebration from Schleffly, who was not exactly excited about the prospect of another big moment in front of his goal. Diop keeps that from being a reality. He'll go short and quick to Butterworth. Takes his time. And he'll go to Bilinac. Goes to Canchila. Here's Butterworth. Long ball in the air, and again, that nuisance. Jamal Williams chases it, picks it up. Now it's left off, and a shot from distance from Diop. Man, Momo Diop and Jamal Williams, what a combination that they provide. Quite the task for opposing players to deal with. This will be a throw-in for Lubbock. Nadu's over there, ready to get that one going. Nadu, a player who graduated a few years ago from Johannesburg in South Africa. 5'9", 150 pounds, and finished up his senior season. His second year with the Pioneers of Wayland Baptist. Couple of changes here, as we'll see two new midfield bodies. Jared McKechnie checks in from Wellington, New Zealand. And we'll also see Thomas Brulé. We wondered how much he'd be able to provide. He's dealt with illness the past couple of weeks. They feel confident about him going half an hour, and that's what he'll do now. So Brulé and McKechnie in. Really two box-to-box midfielders can play on both sides, and they will replace Mantovani and Kwanzaa. So Gideon Bosman Kwanzaa and Mateus Mantovani have played their allotment this evening. Brulé, McKechnie, and Kisino now the three in the center of the park who will finish this match off. So it's United who go to their bench first, aside from the halftime switch, of course, of Williams entering. Still 4 substitutions allowed for Lubbock, as long as they do it in 2 more windows. Although, well, actually, I think I take that back. It should be a full 3 windows because they made a halftime change. So they've got those 4 changes to make, however they decide to set it up. Picked up by Dwarchi. Dwarchi does feel willing to go forward in times like this, and this time he's fouled. McKechnie wanted to go quick. He got stopped by Diop. And they'll go backwards. Jared McKechnie, he seems to be the one to drop in the deepest. Get his feet on the ball as much as possible. Here's Kisino, who can do that as well. Brule will be the one to attack more often. Oh, a bad giveaway. Ill-advised. Picked up. Now it's Williams. Edge of the box. Working on Dalhart, who's a stalwart and concedes the corner. Hard to imagine how anybody gets past him. See why he's headed to the D1 level in the fall. Showcased that defensive ability at a variety of levels. Perhaps most impressively, National Player of the Year on ECNL title-winning team Oklahoma Energy with the U16s back a few years ago. Also played with Sporting Kansas City's youth outfit for a while. Corner kick coming. United 1, Lubbock 1. Everything to play for. Cross comes in, back post. Forestier needed to make an intervention, and he did with his head. On Bear, he'll head it out and clear it further away. It's a throw-in rather than a corner. And nobody in particular seems eager to take this. Eventually headed out there is Franco, it seems. Likes the idea of going to Diop. Now he will go that direction. Diop plays it backwards. Thomas pushing it back and forth. Diop in the corner. Crosses it in. It's a low stinging effort. Seconds nearly fall to Taylor. Head and hands. He couldn't get one off. And now at the top of the box. Yeah, covering his face that time. Not the effort that Stephen Bilinach was hoping for. Dalhart goes quickly to Forestier. United have tried to be expeditious with their counterattacks. Lubbock making it difficult. They win the ball back again. Taylor, so much space, and it's Diop through the middle. Oh, of course he does. Scores it. And Lubbock has come all the way back. Momo Diop in front of the United faithful. Puts his team ahead 2-1. Let's take a look at the Stompin' Grounds market replay. Just so much space. Diop is able to split the difference between the 2 defenders. Dwarchi and Aka Wheatcroft not on the same page, and Diop says, thank you very much. No mercy from him. He is a classic finishing forward. Found the space. Experienced guy. If you leave that much open in the middle of the park, he'll exploit it, and that's what he does. So Diop, following up the goal from Thomas, the 2 starting strikers have scored, and all of a sudden it's Lubbock up 2-1. Not a result that suits United at all. Because this would put them not only permanently behind Lubbock in the season standings, it would mean they're locked out of first place, but it also means that they're at risk of dropping out of second and missing out on hosting the semifinals next week. Well, in 2 weeks' time, I should say. Provisional date for that is set for July 9th, wherever it happens to be and whoever it decides and works out to be against. McKechnie switching to Kisino. And now United really have to find some resolve. They were behind 3-0 and clawed their way back against West Texas a week and a half back. This is the 4th of a stretch of 4 home matches in a row. Now Kisino couldn't quite touch it softly enough to keep control. Instead, here comes Lubbock other direction. Not a whole lot of space to work with, but decent dribbling from Adam Abu Hamadi. Abu Hamadi will win his team an attacking throw-in at least. Abu Hamadi from Wolford, Texas. Lubbock area, part of the metro. Played at St. Mary's before, and now he'll play his senior season with the D1 Tigers. It's a pretty well-regarded program, too, at the D1 level. Definitely a cool promotion from Adu Amadi. Diop chasing one down, being a pest. Although it will stay with United. Here's Brule, goes long, Bassett. Picks it up, dribbles with him, goes long. Abu Diallo is onside for now. He'll cross it in the center. It looked like it took a touch off the goalkeeper. It did. It's out for a corner. David Ambert will be the one to take it, as he always is whenever he's out there. So a corner coming. Ambert set to put this one in. United could really use an equalizer sooner rather than later. Down 2-1 after leading 1-0 at the break. Ambert was the one to score. Now he'll try and grab an assist. Leads the team in that category. Sent in, back post. Sea of red in there. McKechnie will go for goal! Oh, the upper right corner! Made it look easy! Jared McKechnie sends this crowd into a frenzy, and we're level at 2. And so often you see players try this strike on the training ground, in the match, in friendly matches. That is the result they're always looking for, and it's maybe 1 in 20 that you see end up like that. Jared McKechnie, the Kiwi, puts that one decidedly in the upper right-hand corner. Couldn't place it any better. We expected a battle. We've got one now, 2 apiece, and this one could go any way you like. We're going to see a change as well there after the goal. Just want to see that again and again. It's Jonathan Cardona who will check in. Well, it looked like he would. Yeah, they will go ahead and bring him on. It'll be the second change of the night for Lubbock. He's in. Not quite sure who's out yet. Somebody must have already come off for Lubbock earlier, what it appears. So we'll try and figure that one out. It's an attacking change. Cardona checks in. And we'll see if it spurs Lubbock on to a third goal. They are not going to be content with a 2-2 draw tonight. Neither side will be, of course. It's the nature of a draw, but Lubbock will feel, especially after coming back, that this is theirs to win. And they want to make a statement. Oklahoma United's come in and been in large part the talk of the league. They've performed so well on the pitch. They've had such great attendances at these matches, and Lubbock will feel like the standard bearer in the Lone Star Conference, and with very good reason as well. Deserving of all the plaudits they've gotten over the past few years. I want to make sure that United knows they're still top dog right now, although it would appear that Oklahoma's not really listening. No respect for the elders. And this is long, and it's onside. Diallo could be in. Will he go for himself? He will. Cuts back a couple of times. Denied by the bar. Goal kick. Abu Diallo was on a freight train of a run and could only be stopped by the post. See it again, Stomping Grounds market replay. This is great vision as well for Bassett to fire. Sorry, for Forestier to find him in the first place. And Abu Diallo had defenders in circles. Cut inside, back outside, in and out again. Inches away from finding the third, the go-ahead goal for the second time. Both these clubs have led. Statistically, these two teams so even all season long. This evening, the statistics so similar. And it is 2-2. Honors even for now. Oh, not prepared for that to hit his head was Franco, and now a foul here on Diallo. But Franco had to kind of hit the back of his head. He wasn't even looking at it. It'll work out for Lubbock. Took a positive bounce. Here's Butterworth. Through the middle, and there was so much space for Bilenak to work with, but he wasn't ready for the pass. It was outside of his radius. He lost it. Lubbock will try again. Cancilla. Experienced at this summer league level. Duvan from Bogota. Plays backwards. Butterworth saw some space. Did not have what it took to exploit it. Bassett picked it up. And now McKechnie goes wide. This looks on, and it is. Flag stays down. Duffy Yambert, danger man. Will he cut inside? Oh, he played it to nobody. There were so many white shirts in the area. Oh, Kisino with a bit of a late challenge here, and that should produce plastic. Indeed it does. Yellow card coming to the Japanese midfielder. That's a pretty clear one, and we may see a look at it, but the fans unhappy. Of course, they're going to be fairly United-centric. Doesn't feel they have a whole lot to complain about on that particular occasion. They get it underway, Lubbock. Still even at 2 apiece. Cancilla. He's seen a lot of the ball in this second half as United have dropped back a bit. Here they go, it's long. Williams was the intended recipient. Duarchi gets in the way. But almost a change in approach for United and something we rarely see. They're dropping back and allowing their opposition to have possession, especially here in midfield areas, trying to make sure that they don't get burned on the other end. They were getting burned from time to time. A needed tactical change. The way that Coach Barros has gone about this has been to just kind of soak up the defensive pressure. Trust your team to win the ball back, and as always, counter like crazy when you get it. Eka Wheatcroft will take his time here. Just over 15 minutes left to play, and this one could go absolutely anywhere from here. We've had both sides lead this one. We've had lead changes, ties, goals, cards, everything you could ask for. Stayed mostly clean, which both sides will appreciate. It's been two great soccer teams making life difficult on each other all night long. And we are going to see another hydration break. Another quick break from us. Lubbock deadlocked with Oklahoma United. We've got a thrilling final 15 coming up next. You don't want to go anywhere. We'll see the way that this one gets resolved between Lubbock and Oklahoma United. Winner takes the top of the standings, at least for now. And in Lubbock's case, they could take it permanently. Back in a moment right here with live coverage of Oklahoma United FC Soccer on YouTube. Back at it. It is, well, just about 14 minutes left to play. Danny Kachula with you. Glad that you've joined us. And, well, I think you will be too as we get through these final few moments of play. Can't begin to predict how it'll go, but you imagine it'll be entertaining. Couple more changes for Lubbock. They will enter in number 15, Kobe Avila. He'll check in as a defender, replacing, it looks like Theo Butterworth stepped off there. Yeah, he really is a fixture at the center of Lubbock's defense. Have not played a lot this year without him. We'll see how that turns out. Kobe Avila, awfully impressive player in his own right. Butterworth's big presence, though, will not be missed by Oklahoma United, you would imagine. Menacing guy to go up against if you're a OKUFC forward. Here's Isaac Dalhart for United. Again, over the course of the second half so far, we were talking about it earlier before the hydration break, we've seen a bit of a change in system for United. They've gone a little bit more, not defensive, but patient maybe in terms of allowing Lubbock to come to them. At times it's worked, at times it hasn't, but it's not really that trademark pressing style that you always see from Coach Antonio Barrios' teams. For now, United holding on to possession, although every single pass, every touch is contested. Lubbock giving absolutely everything they have. No space anywhere to be found. In midfield, not enough space is granted, according to the referee. It'll be a free kick. And the skipper is in a bit of trouble with the center referee. And now Duvan Kanchila is being told, listen, that's it. That's your last warning. Next one is getting carded. It's accumulation of fouls that Kanchila is approaching. There's a pretty full house here on this near populated side. You got the berm pretty well occupied and represented. All kinds of kids out there just playing soccer. Got a lot of fans, of course, in the stands at the center of the action here at Chad Richardson Stadium. Nobody anywhere here on the premises has any idea what to expect, how this one's going to end. Diallo picks it up, lays it off for Forestier, who's moved into midfield now. Pretty good role for him. Given away, Brule didn't have enough pace on the pass. Momo Diop has it, he'll go wide. Space, time for Nadu. He's got some friends in red as well. Thomas trying to beat Bertrand, but he can't. Alexis Bertrand up to every task tonight, including that one. Kisino, he gets some pressure. United getting a taste of their own medicine all night long, but especially in the second half. They've dropped off the pressing a bit. Lubbock has increased theirs. A little bit more high risk, high reward for the visitors in the second 45. They've been rewarded with 2 goals. And the risks have conceded the second goal on the other end for them. Living and dying by that sword of constant pressure. Here's Diallo. So many touches tonight. Pretty seasoned veteran. One of the old guys on the team who's getting a lot of exercise in this evening. Born and grew up in Oyem, Gabon, but his family is from Sikasso in Mali. 7th season of NPSL play. Vast majority of these guys on both sides have never played for an NPSL team before. Diallo might have more NPSL experience than everybody else on the pitch combined. That's not a statistic that I've verified or anything, but it's entirely possible. 82nd minute, another corner coming. 6th of the night for the Matadors. What will this one bring? Center of the box, right in the middle of the fray. Bertrand is there. Maybe a chance to roll it out quickly. Bertrand surveys, decides against it. Didn't see anything he liked risking. And so he'll go out wide to Forestier. He's got plenty of space. Forestier, oh, that's not what he wanted to do with that one. He wanted Louis Bassett and played it well behind and outside of him. Shake of the head from Bassett. Back underway, and again, not much pressure. United just allowing Lubbock to operate here in midfield. Avila. Now it's Canchila. Duvan Canchila goes out to the right side there. It's played back. That was Kroos, and now it's Canchila again. Kroos advances it up that right wing. That's the patient passing that they were building towards. And that is not the cross that they wanted on the end of it. Too long for everybody. Kept in play. Other side. Cut back. Puts Forestier in some trouble. That one clanks off of the head of Jack Thomas as it speeds away on the clearance from Dalhart. Brule steps in for a challenge. Can't win it. Kisino does on the second effort. Lubbock will have to recycle here. Brule's coming all the way up to the top. Diallo's playing out wide for the moment. Oh, that is an interesting effort, to say the least, from Jamal Williams. Wasn't far away. Did require a save from Bertrand. 84th minute, out to the left wing. Here's Aka Wheatcroft. In the first ever match here at Richardson, he was the hero with a headed goal to break a deadlock against Fort Worth Vaqueros. Now it's Ampere. Plays his French friend Thomas Brule. Back and forth between those two, high in the air, brought down by Brule. McKechnie all the way back. This is Enrique Duarte. Touch and turn, McKechnie. Kisino, so involved. We've seen him off the bench quite a bit. Makes this start in an important match, and he's taken full advantage of his opportunity. McKechnie, that's a nice turn. Plays himself into potential for a shot, and the shot he takes well off target. Changes from each side, and now we'll see the Barbados representation on both sides. These two will play against each other. Shea Prescott, the number 25, will check in for the home side. And you're also going to see the introduction of Jack Pascoe. Started last time against Houston. He'll get a run out for these final 6 minutes and change. Pascoe's in. Midfield defensive option, and Prescott will be an outside back, replacing Elliot Forestier, who has played well, done a lot of running, fully earned the rest and hydration that he'll get on the bench. Although he will have wanted to finish those final 6 minutes or so, you imagine. Long ball away, Canchila. He's got great vision, great execution of the pass as well. Prescott immediately placed under pressure. Oh, he looked like he was fouled, and he was. Great work, not only to receive the foul and keep his positioning, but also to keep it in play. Solid defensive work. So we stay at 2-2, 5 minutes to play. All going to come down to these final few minutes. We've seen late drama go for and against United this season all year long. There was that 88th minute winner for Aka Wheatcroft referenced earlier. Inaugural home opener against Vaqueros, 2-1 win. There was the late goal in the 4-3 loss to West Texas that equalized at 3-3, and then the even later one, the Dying Embers from West Texas, that won it for the visitors. That long ball headed forward by Diallo, and the goal there was for Bassett to run on the end of it. Couldn't quite get there before the goalkeeper Schleffly did. Bodies going down, and Lubbock wanted a decision their way. They won't get one. Incredulous, the coaching staff, but no dice. going to see the center referee have a conversation now with Shea Prescott. Not sure what about. Whether there was something said or whether there's time wasting or something like that at play. For now, again, this is a result that benefits Lubbock a little bit more. Well, we're going to have a stoppage of play here. Oh, maybe there's something going on with Prescott. Maybe he's got a situation where he can't continue. I think there's probably an open wound or blood going on there for Prescott. So that appears to be what's up. Trainer's going to come out and try to resolve that. And I think they're going to just have Prescott get it sorted. They're not going to make him, well, they are going to make him step off the pitch, but they let him get treated first. All right, so for the next couple of moments, it'll be United playing down a player because Prescott's on the sideline for a second. Oh, player going down was Diallo. Looked like kind of away from the play, but we'll play on. Dalhart hooks it up towards midfield. That is chested immediately off of Pasco. Fellow substitute Williams cuts inside, generates a chance. That's deflected right off McKechnie. Franco now finds Williams. He's been active last 10 minutes especially. This one's bounced off of Dalhart. Right back to Williams. Switch of play. Diop hits it half volley. That's a sprawling save from Alexis Bertrand. Special saves from him all night long. He's a big reason we're still level here. If not the biggest reason, really. Let's see it. Williams, switch of play. Diop so composed. Certainly put a good effort there. Sauntering out to the right side, corner flag. It's Duvan Canchila. He'll be the one to send in this corner. Minute and a half of regulation. Stoppage is coming, though. We'll see how much. In comes the corner and immediately dealt with. High in the air by Brule. He rose highest. And now Diallo gets it long. Bassett tried to chase it, and that one was cleared away. So a throw-in for United, nothing more. We're told that in a minute or so, when we hit the 90, there will be 7 minutes more to play. Big thank you to the UCO tech crew to my left, in the booth next to me for providing that information. Center of the park. Not much more time in regulation. Quisino has to be content getting it out of play. Both sides are going to feel disappointed if they can't come away with that third goal, the winner. But the longer we go with this scoreline, the more and more likely that looks. Tense atmosphere for the moment. Going down is Prescott, and it is a foul. Lubbock doesn't like it. Hands going up in protest all over. It's a yellow card, too. It'll go to Cardona. And now looks like there's a yellow card coming to the touchline, too. I think it's going to a substitute over there. Yeah, it is. Not sure who that was, but yellow goes to him. Lubbock head coach just still trying to plead his case why they're all frustrated. Not a lot they can do about it. We'll play on. 2 apiece. We've hit the 90. 7 minutes of stoppage time are coming. Still awaiting the restart here as more homework has to be completed by the center referee. He gets that sorted, I believe. And Bertrand now able to get us back in. That he does. Battle for it. Both sides jumping. Picked up by Prescott. He'll switch it. And this could turn out very advantageous for David Ambert. He runs it down. Can he keep it in there? Well, he did. And that went out of play. Ambert thought it was a United throw, and that's what it is. again incredulous, the coaching staff for Lubbock. Far side, they really thought it was their throw. So did the assistant referee. But the center ref says no. And a huge opportunity for United. They're some of the best in the league at this sort of situation. The deep throw in attacking territory. In it goes. Echo Wheatcroft did not get all of that. Kickoff kept it in play. Sticking a leg out, Echo Wheatcroft. It was fair. Body's going down. Still in the attacking half for United. And a missed header. Now it finds Humbert. Humbert pushed down. Free kick coming. And we'll see about this from just outside 30 yards distance. Certainly opportunity abounding in this scenario. We'll see what's on offer here, and they're going to allow a substitute. It's the local guy, Ethan Nicolo, to check in. Very good in his lone start of the season. He'll replace Louis Bassett. He's one of the guys who really got an opportunity, hasn't seen much time this year. Checked in, got the start in the rotation game against Houston, and came out and really proved himself. He'll get a chance here. He's been a bundle of energy last few matches. This is the sort of time to bring him on. Fresh legs, he's quick. It's a good combination if you're Oklahoma United. Center referee ready to restart this one. Brulet's to the right, but it should be Humbert with his right. And he'll go for it. Oh, he hit it directly at goal, and he clanked that off the upright. It did find its way in the back of the net, which drew a sarcastic cheer from the United faithful. 2 apiece. Probably looking at about half of the 7 minutes still remaining, more or less. That's just an estimation. Away it goes well across midfield. Holding up the play. Battle for it. Center of the park picked up Williams. Sliding challenge from Kickoff, but it ends up right back with the player in red. Now the pressure is starting to build. Both sides know what's at stake. Lubbock stays on top, but could potentially lose out on first with this current draw. Neither side will know their fate if things stay this way. Cross. Pass didn't find its target, but it went further forward. And a chance maybe. Shot comes in. It's just wide. It beat the outstretched arm of Bertrand, but it was also outside of the post. That would have been the one. As it stands, still 2-2. Bertrand will take his time. Wants to get this one right. And he does. Across midfield, right side. Brule, the nearest to it for United. And now Nicolo checks in. Well, he won the ball with his head, but a push involved there as well. So a free kick for Lubbock. They can run some more time as well. Referee just going to check on this potential injury to Matteo Franco, and he'll help him back up. Not much time remaining. Maybe one more chance each side. And now, Andre Schleffly, the goalkeeper, is going to send everybody forward. Lubbock really want this third goal. They want to clinch it tonight. A goal would do it. In it goes, too far out for Bertrand, headed Bertrand's way, it's well wide, although it did take a United touch. Corner kick coming. Maybe the chance that will lift Lubbock to another conference title. Duvan Canchila will be the one to do it, as he has been all night long. Buoyed by the Matadors faithful who have made this trip out, although we're going to have to wait. Center referee needs to have some conversations, figure some things out. All sorted. Atmosphere tense. Opportunity right there for Lubbock. In it goes. Good service in the center. Just dealt with enough. Still danger. Job gets through McKechnie, but Diallo was there to pick it up. Now a battle for it. Nicolo nearly runs out and steals that one. Still some pressure from United. The shirts in white, not particularly organized, but getting out there. They want this third goal too. McKechnie keeps it in play. Does so again, and yep, we keep playing. It'll be a United throw now. Here's Thomas Brulé. Will they try and go for it? Left off, Prescott. Running out of time. United looking for some more late game magic. Oh, heavy challenge as Diallo loses his feet and clatters into, I think it was Ganchila there, and yeah, he's going to get a yellow card for his troubles once he gets back up. Is there a winner in this one? Diallo is issued that yellow card. That doesn't matter quite so much. Referee checked his watch as he ran back into position. Let's see, is this the last whistle? Played short. We keep playing for now. Schleffly. Will he try and go long? Will he be content with the draw? No, he's going to set something up. One last chance. Long ball headed away, Kisino. Referee says that's it. So that'll do it. It's a draw here. Applause from both sides. It's mellow. Both these teams really wanted a winner. This match was crying out for one. Neither side gets it. Honors even in the first ever contest between Lubbock Matadors and Oklahoma United FC. Handshakes all around from the coaching staffs. And let's see if we can get our own thoughts from Maya Johnson Guess down there on the field level. We'll try and set that up here in just a moment as they try and get that done. Again, this will put Lubbock 2 points out in front. And that, for the moment, keeps them ahead. They control their own destiny. All they have to do is win against West Texas, and they don't have to worry about anything that happens from an Oklahoma United perspective. They win at home. Regular season title's theirs. Now, if they draw, if they lose, that opens the door for United to come back and beat Arkansas Wolves and find their way to that conference title. It is still up for grabs after this result. Not done and dusted, but again, Lubbock came in controlling their destiny, and they still do. Well, let's try and send it down there now to Maya Johnson Guess. Looks like she's with Thomas Brulé.
Heck of a game. How are you feeling going into postseason?
We are all very, very, very excited, and whatever happened in the past now is going to stay in the past, and we need to focus on the next couple of games. And it's sudden death, so regardless what you've done, whether it's good or bad, you're gonna have to do everything better for the next game.
All right, thank you so much, and good luck in postseason.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, as always, to Maya Johnson Guest down there on the touchline. Thoughts from United midfielder Thomas Brulé, one of the more composed players in that team, and certainly helped to have him in the second half. Well, don't go away. Post-game coverage continues. The post-game show right here live on YouTube. This one ends honors even, 2 apiece. Back in a moment to show you the stats and how it all went down right here on YouTube. Stick around. Back with you as we send you into the Stompin' Grounds Market highlight package. That one, a screamer, the first one for United. It put them ahead right on the stroke of halftime, but it didn't take long in the second half for this one. Jack Thomas to knock that one in off the corner kick. You saw everybody ready. Not like it was a positional miss. Jack Thomas just got himself in the way and was bothersome, was able to finish that one off. Now, other direction, another chance to put Lubbock up 2-1, and Momo Diop is always going to take those. Then on the other side of things, Elliot Forestier, the Australian, in the last match, had a great goal, candidate for goal of the year. Jared McKechnie put his own entry out there. That was excellent football from him as well. And, well, it wasn't quite enough for either side to get the 3 points. Certainly tight, certainly competitive on both sides. All told, when you look at that entire match in its entirety, it feels about right. But for both sides, they'll look back at certain moments of that match and think we really should have won and we really should have had the edge after 90 minutes. For Lubbock, obviously, at stake was being able to say that they had clinched the regular season title. Right now, you don't have to play the rivals West Texas with anything hanging over your head. You can go in there and just play soccer. You've got the 1 seed no matter what. Now they've got to go in with a little bit more pressure. They've got to deliver against West Texas FC. That is at home in Lubbock. That's a game that means a little bit more anyway. It'll mean just about everything in this instance. For Oklahoma United, we've talked about it. They had a chance to take control of their own destiny. They had a chance to put themselves in position. All you got to do is next week go out and beat Arkansas Wolves. Now, they still have to do that, but they're going to have to do that and hope for a little bit of help from West Texas. They need West Texas to win, or depending on how goal differential goes, a draw might do as well. We'll take a break. Final stats from this one and sending you off with some expectations for the last match of the season for each of these two and a little bit of what to expect in playoff play. That's all coming up next, so stick with us on the Postgame Show right here on YouTube. Statistics coming your way as we continue to roll along here in the postgame show this evening. It is the first time here at Chad Richardson Stadium that Oklahoma United plays to a draw in club history. Only other draw they've had was at Brownsville earlier in the season. 2 apiece, of course, on the scoreboard. Lubbock extended their narrow shots lead at halftime to 6 at full time, 17-11. They put 6 more on target as well. They were decidedly in the lead in terms of generating chances. In terms of the quality of those chances, they were also ahead 6 corners to 3, and then a pretty telling expected goals mark, 5.5 for Lubbock. They only scored 2. Many of those goals saved from absolute brilliance from Alexis Bertrand. And then 2.5 goals expected for Oklahoma. That's about what they net in the end of things. So Lubbock, looking at those statistics, will feel like they really should have gone on and taken all 3 points tonight. But it was a difficult one, a lot of adversity, a lot of difficulty, and of course an Oklahoma United crowd that brought quite a bit of energy. And so it's always difficult to say you really needed 3 points going against Lubbock, or going up against Oklahoma United, I should say. For Lubbock, it's difficult to say that they didn't get what they deserved. At the same time, you look at the stats and you say, well, they were the better side looking at it on paper. So a lot of different ways you can analyze that. But in truth, Lubbock will feel a little hard done. Oklahoma United will feel a little hard done as well. Well, in terms of what's coming up next for Lubbock, we've talked about it. It's El Dustico, as they call their local rivalry. They will welcome West Texas FC out of Midland, Odessa to town. It's the reverse fixture. They lost the previous one, their only loss of the year. This one, tonight, their only draw of the year. And so as a result, they will be very motivated to get that El Dustico trophy. They've got to win by a couple goals to do that. And then, of course, it would finalize their spot at number 1 in the conference playoffs. They would have seeding advantages all the way through the Lone Star Conference tournament. They got to win to make sure that they have that number 1 seed. If they don't, if they slip up, a draw, a loss would create an opportunity for Oklahoma United to go out and grab themselves a victory. And if they do, and Lubbock were to lose, then that would put Oklahoma United out up top. So it doesn't all end tonight. Certainly would have been nice for United to have full control over that top seed, but they're still in with a shout. That match that Oklahoma United has left, that's at Arkansas Wolves at Byrne Park in just a few days' time. That one is not here. You'll have to tune in on YouTube on Arkansas Wolves live stream if it is that United hosts a first or second round playoff game, region, all of that. If we host, it'll be right here on the Oklahoma United FC YouTube channel. We're certainly hoping that's the case. If that's not the case, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you Oklahoma United FC soccer all season long. Make sure to keep up with Oklahoma United at Oklahoma United FC on all social media channels, X, Instagram, Facebook, and the like. And of course, OklahomaUnitedFC.com is where you can find news, updates, merchandise, everything you need to know about United. Well, that's it for us tonight. Again, it ends 2-2 here, the end of the regular season. Well, it wasn't without controversy. It was not without excitement. But in the end, it's also without a winner between these two sides. Lubbock Matadors 2, Oklahoma United 2 in this first ever meeting between the two sides. It's all to play for next week in the final match for these two. For everybody at UCO who makes these broadcasts possible, Caleb Howard, Craig Matthews to my left, the entire production crew, everybody at Oklahoma United FC who helps with these broadcasts, statistical analysis coming from Devin Williams. Many thanks to him. My name's Danny Catula saying good night, and we will see you in the playoffs.